Welcome to my daddy's live show. Technically speaking, live. It is the best show ever, in my opinion.
Oh man, I swear I never get it right the first time. I've done this thing for weeks, like 78 episodes, and I always mess up and I can never get it right for whatever reason. Anyway, hello folks. I'm going to look to stats in the background and tell me, is my microphone on? Because I screwed that up last week too. And I am an amateur hour here. What's up, everybody? This is Scott. Welcome to Technically Speaking Live. It is Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And for all my friends in Australia, because we do have fans in Australia, it's like 11 or 10 a.m. in the future. It's pretty something crazy. So I got a really interesting show today. I've already got a bunch of people backstage, so I just kind of want to plow through this. Stats made fun of me where I said, like, yeah, I'll do a 5-minute monologue. He's like, yeah, it's going to be like 42 seconds. And yet here we are 42 seconds later, and I'm going to start bringing people on. I'm pretty excited to have all my guests on, but this particular one, I've been trying to, I can't send links evidently via Twitter DMs. I'm not very good at it, but ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jon Rettinger is with us. And John, what's up, my friend?
What's happening, Scott? Welcome.
Welcome
to the end of the world.
I know, dude. That's funny that you mentioned it. Somebody said we should play the end of the world, and I said I didn't want a copyright strike. So I appreciate you coming on to the show.
Hey, man, I am happy to be here. I'm glad we can make it work.
Dude, absolutely. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And Kevin the Tech Ninja will be coming on, but he's actually getting so extra right now. He said that he's unable. He's trying to do this whole A7 III camera thing. I don't know. I stopped paying attention.
Kevin's a good dude. I am happy to be Kevin's warm-up act.
Oh, dude. Trust me, he cannot hold a candle to you, sir.
Listen, I think it depends who you ask. I loved your intro, by the way.
Thank you.
With your kids. That's
yeah.
That was very sweet.
I was gonna say it's very exciting. I know that you and I've been talking. You have kids of your own, so I'd like to ask you about that. I'm gonna bring a couple other people on real quick. Everybody in the show knows them. Stats, ladies and gentlemen. Stats is always there.
Going on.
And then Josh Smith as well. Stats just looking like a BA right now.
You have to have a beard to be on here, huh?
You do have to have a beard. That's why Kevin's not in here. So again, John, I know you're only going to stay for a few minutes, and that's totally cool, brother. Yeah. I really appreciate you swinging by. So
it's shower. Get
him
to bed early.
Totally get it. How are you doing with being basically at home all the time?
It's weird. I think my wife is annoyed with me. I'm always kind of in her way. It's listen, I'm lucky we all have our health, so things could always be very different. Filming content's been weird. I went from a studio and production equipment to trying to see if the Switch Pod could hold the Sony camera out far enough so that I can fit my face in it. It's kind of a throwback to the old days.
Right.
But like everybody, it's evolved workflow. I'm happy to still be working and trying to make things work. But how are you guys? How are you guys holding up?
I mean, dude, you hit it right on the head. The content thing for me has been it's been different, man. It's I get into that funk where I'm like, do people really, like, I made yesterday's video about the Pixel 4a. I was like, do people really care about this right now? And so like, that's kind of been where my head's at.
Yeah. I struggled with that too. And I sort of settled on, there's so much news out there and a lot of it's negative. I think people need to be educated, but also there's something to be said for distractions, right? That's why everybody's watching Tiger King.
Oh my God.
So I think any distraction, whether it's Pixel 4a, technology related, I think is welcome for a lot.
Dude, you've been killing it with the Pixel coverage. Yeah, those were some awesome videos. Loved them.
Thank you. I've been shocked how well they did. So then we did a follow-up because, it did 500,000 views. Might as well follow it up. It didn't do as great. But, we had filmed them before the world ended. So those were like our last of our produced videos.
Yeah. What's maybe a video that you might have on the horizon coming up with the world having ended? So
video going up on Friday. It's again the first of the new wave of videos. I switched to Android actually about 2.5 months ago. And I didn't do it for a video. I did it because there was a flaw in my knowledge and sort of tech reviewer and doing what I do for a living. When I would review, sorry, garbage truck, of course, drives right by.
Sound like somebody dropped an acoustic guitar.
I thought maybe I banged my cup against it, and that's what I did.
When I was reviewing Android phones, I would have an iPhone with me, and I would use the Android phone for 2 or 3 weeks. I'd do my review as a second phone, and then I would put it down and go back to the iPhone. And I didn't feel like that was I felt kind of dirty about it. It didn't feel genuine to the operating system and genuine to the phone. And I got so in the weeds with Apple, it was hard to see past that.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured I'm just going to straight up switch. I'm just going to go cold turkey. I'm going to switch to Android. And it wasn't for a video. It was something I want to do for myself. And then since all this self-quarantining happened, I've been relying on my phone a lot more than I ever used to. So I did a video that I'll be going up on Friday, sort of sharing my experiences. And it's not like I'm going to switch back video. It wasn't about that. It was more, there was a flaw in how I was doing my job. And it's not an iOS versus Android thing. So I want to sort of share that experience, sort of tell a story about the phones. And then each part of the video is filmed with some of the different phones that I've been using throughout the past couple months.
Okay. Is it a phone that we have to wait till Friday to talk about, or do you want to tell the folks what the phone might be?
I've been using a bunch of different phones.
Okay.
I started with the Note 10 Plus. I went to Pixel 4 XL, S20 Ultra, S20 Plus, Galaxy Fold, which I adore more than anything and has totally ruined me for all other phones.
You and Michael Fisher have said that same thing.
It's like ruined me. LG V60, and then another phone right now that I'm using that I took my SIM card out of the Fold to put it in.
Okay, and we'll know about that on Friday?
No.
Oh, okay.
We will not know about that.
We will not know about that on Friday. And changing topics. So the Fold, man, everybody, you and Michael Fisher have made me want this phone so bad.
Nobody should buy it. First of all, it's going to ruin you for phones forever.
Why?
It's expensive. It's fragile. There's a new version coming in probably 5 or 6 months. But if you have it, every other phone feels like almost like a toy, and it feels narrow and small.
Is it just because of the extra screen real estate?
Screen real estate, and what you can do with it is like eye-opening and amazing, and it's like holding the future. Look at Kevin. Sorry for my tardiness. Technical difficulties.
Okay, I was waiting. It's like he told me, I was like, I wanted to make sure that he was okay to come in now.
Kevin.
All right, I'm bringing him in. Are you ready?
Bring him in.
All right, Kevin.
What's up, guys?
I was saying I'm happy to be your warm-up app.
You got
warm-up guy. That's a heck of a warm-up guy, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what.
you got all the rigging set up, and
y'all needed
sound check guy. How many people are there in the studio with you?
4.
Just me, man. Just me. I got it all set up. You should feel important. The amount of rigging I did to get this camera going. You should feel honored.
So I got to tell you, like, John, I know that you and Kevin talk on the side, but I have given him so much stuff about, dude, just go get a cam link, live stream, go get a cam link. And he finally did it. And now, dude, I'm telling you what, Kevin, you like live streaming.
Yeah. I've been telling Kevin for years you should be a cam girl. And never
cam girl. That's good. I have to keep my head right here because I have junk right outside the frame. So I gotta keep my head right here.
I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay right in this lane, right here.
Yeah.
I've got an elliptical.
I got a whole living room that hasn't been cleaned in weeks behind me.
Nice. Everyone hides stuff, right? Everyone tells me in videos like, "Oh, your place looks so clean." I'm like, dude, right behind the camera, right off frame, one frame over. It's junk. That's just how it is.
You can't see my hands. If I go just a little bit farther, I'm knocking stuff down. So this is the money space right here. So
yeah, definitely.
We're talking to John about the different phones and things of that nature. John, I know you and Kevin are Tesla guys. So
guys,
Model Y. Do you,
Mr. Detroit? I'll let you take that one.
Sorry, what's the full question?
So you have so John, you have a Model Y and a Model 3? Yes.
I don't. I just have a Model 3. I had a chance to play around with the Model Y for a couple hours, but that was it.
Okay. Do you love the Model Y? Because that's the one my son wants me to get.
I was in love with the Model Y. As somebody who drives a Model 3, the Model Y is Probably.
Okay, Kevin, you love your Model 3, right? You have an S? Wait, you have an S.
Now,
What do you have?
I have a 3. I have a 3.
Okay.
So the things that I don't like about a 3, I think will be fixed with the Model Y. So I'm not looking at stuff about the Model Y on purpose. So yeah, so my previous car was much bigger. It was a much bigger car. So in the 3, I feel smaller. I mean, I like to be more spacious. I've always had big cars. My first car was a Cadillac DeVille, a 1997.
Oh my
huge
God.
boat. Real like I've always had large cars. Starting from my first car was always big. So like the Model 3, I feel so small in the car. I feel very small in it. And the Model Y would obviously be much better for me, but I was kind of tired of waiting. I had a 13-year-old car. The AC stopped working. A lot of crap didn't work in the car. And I was tired of putting money into it. So I just got a 3 because, they always say like, buy what's the best available today. So I basically did that. And then I bought it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's paid off. So, I mean, it's one of those things that maybe I'll trade it in and go Y, or I'll wait. I mean, I'm not pressed. I drive very little. I had the car 7 months. I put 3,500 miles on it. So, I barely drive.
Yeah. Well, especially now, no one's driving.
Yeah.
At least anybody want a really good deal on a 2013 Ford Fusion? Low miles.
Super low miles, bro. Like you have like 12 miles on that because you always have other cars.
It only has 30,000 miles on.
So I got
the Model Y was a pretty awesome car. I was excited to see it in person.
Okay.
I saw it at the launch event a year ago, and then the actual production version. And I'm sure Kevin can attest. I love my Model 3. I'm sure he loves his as well.
Oh yeah.
It's fast. It's sporty. But we're talking about kids. Like we got kids. It'd be nice to have a hatchback and have a little more room in the back. But we both knew that. We both knew the Y was coming. When we got our cars, and whenever it's time to trade in, the Y will probably make a lot more sense. But it was nice. And if you live in cold areas, there's a heat pump that's in there for, improved range and things like that. And there's extra room in the back. You could probably fit a third car seat in the middle. Stuff like that is nice. But it looked like
that's just dropped down, so that's cool.
It looked like a geeked up Model 3.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's not a bad thing though, because like I love my Model 3 and just size. That's the only issue I have with the car, and of course wind noise. But you attested to that already. You said that it seems like they fixed the wind noise in the Y. You said it was much quieter.
That was weird. I didn't get a chance to drive it. The owner wouldn't let me drive it. But I was sitting inside, and there were people around me talking with the windows up, and I couldn't hear them at all. And like
that's nice. Yeah,
I could certainly hear it in my Model 3, right? Couldn't you?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So when I'm on the freeway and I'm actually talking on the phone, a lot of people can hear the wind noise in the car. Like they're saying your car is very loud. Like it gets to the point where if I'm driving on the freeway, I just talk on the phone on just actually holding up to my ear because it's so much wind noise. I know in the app, like you can set up service. Wind noise is now an option. Yeah. But obviously I'm not going to a place to drop my car off right now. So I'm kind of dealing with it.
Wait, wind noise is an option like to pipe it in?
No, sorry. And yeah, in the app you can go to service and you can like select from what's wrong with the car, and wind noise is now an option. So they must have upgraded insulation or something.
It's a known issue, and they're giving you the option to tell them, "Hey, I have a problem."
Got it, man. I'm gonna tell you what, that's nice. Like I can't wait to be fancy one day.
I got a jet for dad duty. I gotta go.
Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. This is a weird real world right now.
It is a strange world we live in, brother.
Yeah. But
I appreciate it.
I warmed it up for Kevin. You are in good hands with the Tech Ninja.
Awesome.
Ask him how things are going. Tech Ninja.
John, I'll let you go, but I will share this beautiful story. I will share the story.
Before he shared the story, because I won't be here to defend myself. That's not how I remember it. And
oh man. All right. Well, I can't wait to see it and I can listen to it. So
be good, guys. Thank you for having me on. I would love to come
see you,
back.
John.
Yeah, anytime, man. Standing invitation. Thanks, John.
Good, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hear it. I've evidently been hit by the bug that no one's getting notifications on the live show, so that's cool. That's I guess a known thing going on with YouTube right now.
With live shows or all videos in general?
Yes. I think it's definitely yes, but I guess live shows are getting hit right now with a bug. My guess is it's probably they're being extra super cautious as it relates to the thing that's in the news.
Yeah.
So my guess is it's like, because it wants to stop people from talking about the thing that's in the news. Voldemort.
I actually did get the notification both on my laptop and my phone. If
Interesting.
if that adds to your data, but
I never do, but then again, I'm the channel owner, so
Yeah, I don't get my own notifications either. So
I should. Damn it. All right, what's this? Let's talk about it. What did he do? What happened?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this was a long time ago, man. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was my first CES. I was there with Android Authority, and I was in this
Okay.
press room, and I saw Jonathan Rettinger. Now, Jonathan Rettinger was the reason I started YouTube, right? I saw
Really?
his YouTube channel. Yeah, I saw his YouTube channel, and I was like, dude, this guy's like in an apartment talking about freaking phones and stuff, and people are sending him stuff. This is so cool. So I saw him, and I was like, man, I want to talk to him. So I went over to him, was like, hey, John, what's going on? And he's like, hey, man, how you doing? Like, he played it off like he knew me. He's like, hey, how's it going? I was like, it's going good. And then he looked at my badge. He's like, how are things at the Tech Ninja these days? So, yeah. Yeah, so that was that. It was very he's a nice guy, so he wanted to act like he knew how I was, but I called him out on the BS. I was like, dude, you don't even know who I am. It's cool. He's like, well, what do you mean, man? It's like it's fine. It's okay, dude. I get it.
Hey, look, I just reach out to people. It's like, I know they don't know me. I usually go, I'm really awkward when you first meet me. You guys can attest to this. Like, I'm super awkward when you first meet me because I'm like, I don't know like spatial bounds. I have really
well, and
Are you
like,
staying
I
away from everyone right now?
I have a personal space problem. Like,
well, and the fact that your voice can reach across a football stadium. So
yeah, like I have a personal space problem. Like, I'm really awkward when you first meet me in real life. And again, you guys know this because you've met me in real life. Is like I'm just awkward. So, Miss Sheila, honored that you're the only female in the audience. I don't necessarily know if that's 100% true, but that's okay. I have invited other female creators to come on. Unfortunately, this week they have not been able to come on yet. I'm still waiting. I have 2 that I've reached out to that I'm like, hey, come on the show. And we're just trying to figure out schedules. So working on it. That is for sure. Let's see. What was I going to talk about? Oh, do you guys know that we have a TikTok superstar currently that we're talking to right now, and that YouTube is going to be making their own TikTok called Shorts? Did you guys know that?
do we have to salute the shorts?
Solution short. That's
My guess is like
That's
I'm
good.
a little hesitant to say like this is a thing, but I don't like because it's April 1st. I believe
Nah,
I think it's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. Yeah, you know,
I'm ready for it. Sign me up. Kevin, you're a TikTok superstar. How did you do it?
how did I do? I just made videos, man.
Kevin
Just made.
the twerk ninja.
I'm not twerking. I'm making very simple videos.
Tesla Tuesday.
Tesla Tuesdays. I've only made one video on a Tuesday. The rest just random days. But
Kevin could
No,
say
man.
he's going up on a Tuesday.
yeah.
He could
Like,
say it. He won't, but he could.
I could say that, but I'm not lame, so I wouldn't say that. But sorry, this is not Tech Night Saturday. I apologize.
Dude,
Let me be
you-
nicer.
eviscerated me on Saturday. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But no, I mean TikTok. So like TikTok is just kind of fun. Like it's just one of those things that's kind of fun. And my goal is to be on every platform. And TikTok has way more users than anything right now. So I'm going to put my eggs in the TikTok basket. Still doing YouTube, still doing Twitter, whatever. But I'm going to make TikTok videos. The TikTok videos are not my YouTube videos. I'm making content that is optimized for TikTok. Really fast. I'm a little bit more exciting. I'm zooming in on my face when I talk. I'm not twerking yet. But stay
Yeah.
tuned.
It's early.
Double tap the screen if you want to see me twerk. But no, I'm not. I'm not doing. I'm not doing none of that stuff. I'm just like making quick videos about Teslas because it's a topic that people want to know about. Not a lot of people know about them. So Tesla Tuesdays, very quick Tesla tips that are things from like how fast is the car? Like I did one today where quarantine, like what to do in the car when you're quarantining, how it has like a little fireplace mode and just kind of fun stuff, whatever. That's all I'm doing.
And play some smooth jazz.
Yeah.
Turn the heat on.
Was it Smooth Jazz or was that the Isley Brothers?
That was Al Green.
Al Green.
There
Okay.
you go.
All
There
right.
you go.
Isley Brothers.
Sorry.
Copyright strike. We've got a copyright strike.
Copyright strike. So do you? So I have to ask. It's probably a little bit oversharing, but has TikTok come out with how they monetize for creators?
That's what I'm wondering, because like, even if, let's say I get 50,000 views a video or whatever, right? Not typical, but let's say I've like consistently do that and a brand reaches out to me. I have no idea how they would monitor it. There's no actionable items. There's no like link clicking. There's no swiping up. I don't get, that's the part I don't get.
There was a few different things that I've read about this. I forget the name of the company, but basically they found a collection of people on TikTok and they sent them all product and they didn't actually pay them for any of it. They just sent it to them. I like that view better, Kevin. And they were able to track their sales afterward. They were able to track their sales afterwards,
So
even without links to click or anything like that. And they saw a huge uptick.
Josh, was it like
sales.
Product placement in old school TV shows?
Pretty much. And I know I have a friend who is not like, he's not TikToking professionally like Kevin. He did a TikTok, and then a brand reached out to him and they're like, we want you to check out our glasses that we sell. And they sent him a bunch of different glasses to wear in future TikToks. I don't know if he got money or just product. I feel like it's kind of like you said, Kevin, it's like the wild, wild west of like figuring out what the right brand deal looks like, especially if you're new on the platform or not.
What does that even mean, though? Like,
I mean, if you got to ask, you're not A-list.
oh God, I'm not A-list. I'm not even on. I deleted the app.
I've never even had the app.
Yeah. So the thing about TikTok that is very weird is that you can make a video and that video for some reason will get so many views. First video you ever make can get like 500,000 views, like something, some asinine number you can get on TikTok. And then your next video will get 25, because this algorithm, once it pushes it to the front page feed, it's over. That video blows up. You get so many viewers. So what's happening is that two things. One, you're getting new people who've never been, hate the term, an influencer before. And then they don't understand, like when brands reach out or whatever, they don't understand their worth. They don't get it. You know, a company could say, hey, do a TikTok while holding this product and we'll give you a free t-shirt. And like, okay, that video can get, 30,000 views. Wow. You gave them 30,000 views off a t-shirt that cost them $2 and $5 to ship. Like people are understanding their worth on TikTok because you don't expect to blow up, versus YouTube. 99% of the time, it's a long haul, right? I had 300 videos before I made it to 100,000 subs, right? So, I mean, it takes a lot of time to get there on YouTube, while TikTok overnight, you could blow up and millions of people know who you are. It's the craziest thing ever.
I do not get that at all. Like the thing is like, isn't it like content that's like 7 seconds, or is that
up to a minute now?
Up to a minute now. I was gonna say it's pretty short.
Up to a minute.
I'm just trying to think, like, what would I gear that towards? I mean, let me ask: is the editing easier
than a YouTube video?
Yeah,
it's different. I mean, it's you don't have to edit as much. You do it all on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people on there would like shoot something SLR and then edit on the computer, then upload it to the thing. I'm not doing all that. Like, this is quick hit for me. And the most successful people are just doing it on their phone. And the in-app experience for shooting and editing on their little app is really good. Like they have that down pat pretty good. And people know how to work around it and make some really cool stuff. I'm not that good at it. Like, I just haven't played with it. So my stuff's very simple, like quick cuts and that's it. But people know how to play with effects and sounds and cuts and manual transitions, like moving the camera around and all that cool stuff. But there's so much stuff on TikTok. Like, once you get past people dancing and stuff and you feed the algorithm, because it's very a rhythmic base, right? So like, if you watch content, they know you like it. So if you swipe it away, it'll start showing you different stuff. And so my stuff is like really tech based, really science based, a lot of DIY Home Depot type of stuff. And that's what I'm getting. It's just so many people are on there. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, you're making me want to learn TikTok. And
Didn't
Adrian
they have
comes in-
an issue?
I'm gonna download the app right now. Go ahead.
Didn't they have an issue where like basically like if you weren't pretty, they were kind of like hiding you from the front screen, from the recommendations? I feel like they were doing something like protect people from cyberbullying.
What?
I don't know that. I mean, that's what they're saying. That must be the reason why I blew up then. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Jeez.
I have no idea. I have no idea why. I can't explain it. I don't know. That's what they're saying. Maybe they have an algorithm see who's pretty or not. I don't know.
I'm downloading TikTok. You just got me to do it. Fine. Anyway, the whole point of that was YouTube's going to have one called Shorts, which I'll go in all in on that one too. But then it'll be much like any other Google messaging, and it'll just be deleted.
So YouTube is turning into the old guy trying to be cool, because like they keep adding on stuff from other platforms thinking it's going to take off, and it doesn't, and it just looks stupid.
They're way behind.
It looks bad.
It's way
It looks
behind.
bad.
It's
It looks
way
bad.
way behind.
Like them adding stories. It just makes no sense for them to add stories. It just does not. They're doing a lot of stuff just to keep up with the trends, and it looks bad. It looks like they're behind. They should just stick to what they're good at and keep it at that, and keep it rolling, and fix the platform, and make it consistent for more people, in my opinion.
I do not disagree. Have you guys heard about the Zoom backlash, the Zoom bombings that's happening?
Yep.
Oh my God!
Heard about it a little bit.
So the Zoom bombings. So effectively, there's two things: data privacy related to Zoom. So this is a really popular video conferencing app, and we're going to talk about some alternatives here because we did have a request from some longtime fans of the show that I really want to talk about some certain things. But Zoom, let's start with them. It's effectively just a big video platform for you to get together and have meetings, video conference meetings. That's all it is. It has become the rage in the last several weeks because people not having the ability to go out and socialize with people because of everything going on in the news. And I'm going to call it Voldemort at this point. Can't go outside because of Voldemort. Okay, fine. So people are having, date nights with their friends, drinking wine hours, happy hours, all in Zoom meetings. But the problem is their privacy and data security is garbage. It's so bad. And people are now getting the backlash as it relates to privacy issues with Zoom. One of them is, hey, there's a lawsuit that was just filed in court this week that talked about how they're giving their data to Facebook. Let's talk about what happened last time. Facebook, the Cambridge Analytica thing, yada, yada, yada. It's a problem. Data privacy, it's very near and dear to my heart.
It's very near and dear to your job.
Nope, not here. Nope, very near and dear to my heart. We're going to leave it like that. And Zoom bombing is a real thing. They basically had hackers go in, hack and hijack conference rooms and conference meetings where they're putting up adult-laced material, very racial material, also interrupting things at an FBI office. So needless to say that the security is super unbueno. So if you are a person who wants to still use these different type of apps, what are some of the alternatives? And this goes into longtime fans of the show is some of the fans on our show have decided that they don't want to go out because they don't want to catch everything that's going on, which I totally get. And by longtime fans of the show, I mean Stats' parents.
Yeah, well,
I'm just going to throw it out there. It's like the request was that came in is
do you remember? You want me to say it?
I just blanked because I read the private chat. I got that.
It's okay. So
Stats, you go with it.
Yeah. My dad has been watching the show for a while. So hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. But my dad wants to know, what our thoughts are on, how the current situation is going to affect us, our generation. I mean, moving forward, and how, what kind of technology we are using today, and how we think that'll affect our careers or our working moving forward.
Mm-hmm. So there's a ton of stuff that's out there. There's a meme that's going around is who has led your company through the digital transformation of the company? Is it your CEO, your CTO, or COVID-19? And yes, I know that I just said it, but the point is that right there has led to a ton of companies having to go digital really fast, really fast. So there are just some video conferencing apps that I use. I don't use Skype. I have to for work, like most people have to do. I actually use Google Duo. Stats and I talk to each other pretty much every day on Google Duo. I know that Kevin and Josh and I have talked on Google Duo. Google Duo has the ability to cross platforms, meaning it doesn't care if it's Android, doesn't care if it's iOS. The cool thing about it is it's basically FaceTime for Google. That's the best way I can describe it. If you have an Android device, it's going to work pretty seamlessly with that. If you have an iOS device, it still works seamlessly with that too.
Oh yeah, my sister Duo messaged me today, and I got to talk and see my niece, and she's been an Apple person since the very first phone she got. So yeah, Google Duo works perfect between Android and iOS.
I've been using.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say I've been using Marco Polo a little more often.
How do you like
that? I like it because it's asynchronous. Like I know you can do that with Duo, leaving messages, but so yeah, you can just record a video and send someone a message through iMessage. Although if I send a video from iMessage to Android, it looks like it was sent like 8 years ago because apparently we haven't quite figured that out yet. I mean, it's 2020. Let's get that hashed out. We got people at home now.
Who's at fault here? With that,
I think Apple's doing it on purpose. To be quite honest,
it could be.
I'm not joking. I think Apple's doing it on purpose.
Dude, the compression is just awful. When it looks like a potato. It looks like, oh, cool. That's an awesome. What'd you film that on? Like an 18, like not 360, but like an actual.
My first flip phone.
Literally the first flip phone ever. It's like big blocks moving around like this. It's awful.
They do that on purpose to make Android feel inferior because everyone's like, oh, my phone can't get video messages. They always look bad. They make it seem like it's about their phone.
So Zoom actually has, Duo has a lot of capabilities that most people don't know about. And Kathleen, longtime viewer of the show here, she also uses Duo as well. Like, so you can send notes, you can do pictures, you can do videos, you can do audio, you can do audio calls, you can do video calls. The app is pretty robust, but you got to know about it.
Yeah, I've been using Duo a little bit more, but the thing I like about Marco Polo is, well, it's an upside, but it's also kind of weird. So as soon as you like log in, it like knows your phone and it like finds like people who are on it based on if their phone number's in your account or if their phone number's in your address book. Okay. And so you can quickly find people. And yeah, it's kind of
like that.
It's kind of on both sides. I can't tell if I can find them because I have their number and they're already in the service, but it does get a little pushy. Like I got a push notification on my watch that like, oh, like so-and-so is live on Marco Polo right now. Yeah. And I'm like, and they weren't messaging me. It's just like that they had like opened the app on their phone. That's a little much.
Yeah, I don't like that. You guys remember an app called HeyTell?
Called what?
No. HeyTell?
Nope. Way
back. So this is probably a decade ago, I bet. There was an app that you could get called HeyTell, Android and iOS, didn't matter. You would send voice messages to each other. It was way ahead of its time. But it was a great app. Basically send up to like 10 seconds of audio message to your friends that were in your contact. It's just amazing to see how far we've come. Yeah, 10 seconds at the time. It was like a long time, a decade ago, bro.
That's like the collect call. Hey, Bob, it's a boy. We had a baby.
Had a baby. It's a boy. Yeah. So they had a baby. It's a boy. Huh.
So my problem with Duo is my problem with Google as a whole. Is that they roll out this great product, but they don't enforce people to use it. And thus, you have to tell people to go out and download an app for you to talk to them. And to me, I can't tell my mom to download Duo so I can talk to her. She wants to use the app she currently has. So what they really need to do is make Duo a default text messaging app on Android and lock OEMs from putting their own SMS app. I mean, I know Android is supposed to be open, but I think that's the fault of Android. That's the problem with Android because you don't have, it seems like you have no restrictions where you don't have this great experience. So like, I want to use Duo, but I have to tell people to download Duo when everyone's using default text messaging app, and I'm not getting that direct conversation. It's supposed to be the iMessage killer, waiting for RCS. It's always something for the past 5 to 8 years. It's always been something for Google waiting on something to make messaging better. It's 2020. Figure it out.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because in my show notes it talks about Android's Achilles heel, kind of like what you just talked about, and I want to dig on that for a second. So Samsung, I believe, made Duo automatically part of their package. I think I would have to. I don't have a
The
Samsung.
wannabe geek is confirming that in the chat.
Okay.
So there's a correction though, for video calling only, not messaging.
That's what. So Google is. Duo is only like video.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of Allo.
Sorry, geez, Allo.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
it's totally different.
It's kind of this. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. So Allo was a disaster. Like we tried to go all in on Allo. It did not work. But Duo, they're actually starting to put it in. It's like Samsung has made it a part of the package for the video. So like, I think they're trying to do that, which is great. And so like what I talked about in the show notes was actually Apple's being petty in super petty news. Apple bought a weather app called, what was it, Dark Sky?
Yeah.
Dark Sky, yeah.
And then immediately killed the Android version of it. And this is where the issue is becoming.
I mean, you can use it until June.
You can use it until June.
There you go.
This is the issue that
we can't go outside anyways.
Dark Sky.
Outside, you just can't talk to people.
What's time, what's days, and what's weather? I don't know what any of those things are at the moment because all I do is live in this basement at this point. But my point is, while Apple is being petty, they bring up yet again a point that we always talk about is the great thing about Android is it's open. The bad thing about the platform is it's open. It is an Achilles heel of it because it can be so accommodating to do so many different things. But the problem is it can do so many different things, so many different ways. And everybody feels that their way is the best way. Samsung thinks their way is the best way. You know, you got OnePlus that thinks their way is the best way. You got Huawei that thinks their way is the best way. And then you got Google who thinks their way is the best way, which I think is the best way. I like OnePlus. Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited to see what the OnePlus camera can do. If the OnePlus camera can do equal to what the 4 XL does on the Pixel device now, that is a whole game changer in that price point space. Whole game changer. Just gonna say that.
Yeah. It's not.
The OnePlus 8.
Yes,
there's no. I don't see how it could be. Like my thing is like that's always been the Achilles heel. It's just not going to be something that it can do. Is like, and this gets back to my point. And this actually references really well into shameless plug my 4A video that I put out yesterday, and then one of the videos that John put out earlier that talked about Google can really change the game here because of their software. They can be really good at computational photography, and no one cares otherwise. Because you're putting your photos on what? Instagram, Snapchat, something online, and they're not printing them out and putting them in a book and putting them on a shelf to never look at again.
My mom's printing out lots of pictures.
Yeah, I did a Google. I did a Google Photos book, and the pictures came out really good.
Yeah,
and everything was shot from a Pixel.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, my thing is like Google can do a lot of different things with that. I agree with what John was talking about in his video, specifically saying, you know, hey, at the price point, you know, that if they can come in about $700, cool. That to me, I would buy a Pixel before I would buy a OnePlus at that price point, because of the pictures. Michael Daniels, my brother, I appreciate you. I need to come into one of your chats, my friend. I need to come onto your show, so let's talk about that. Hit me up in the DMs. Let's I want to do that. That would be fun. And the Wannabe Geek is also a huge hugger. And one of these days, my friend, I'm going to make it to Australia, and that's going to be that hug will be. I'm gonna just butcher this. Crikey.
You're gonna fly to Australia for a hug. You better give him more than a hug.
No,
That's all I gotta say.
I'm gonna stay in his house. That's what I'm gonna do. All we're gonna do.
Okay.
His man.
You're gonna make him hug you, and you're gonna make him put you up in his house.
I will
Jeez.
pay. I will pay. I would pay. You guys just awful. Jeez. Let's talk about how Kevin eviscerated and ended my content creation career last Saturday.
It was all fun, man. We're just having fun.
So
we're just having fun, man.
We did have a ton of fun, dude. It was awesome. I loved it. People thought we legitimately did not like each other at one point. Like people thought we legit had real beef.
It's battle rap. You know, it's battle rap.
Yeah, it was battle rap for tech people.
You guys need to.
Yeah.
You guys need some YouTube drama to drive those views.
I know.
There we go.
Get on Phil DeFranco or
anyone who knows me though just knows that that's not my personality though. Like people who don't know me on the outside looking in, they think all these things about me. But if you actually know me, half the time I'm joking or just having fun, playing around. That's just who I am, really. This thing is just like, you know, we're fortunate to be able to make videos online and talk about technology and people watch it. That's just like an amazing thing to do, right? So, you know, I'm excited every day I make a video and people watch it. It's just the coolest feeling to me ever. So like the opportunity to do it is just great. So I don't have any ill will towards anyone. I see everyone as a community, not competition. You know, there's 8 billion people in the world and no one's getting 8 billion views. So no one to me is competition. That's just how I look at it.
I mean, that's probably
I thought that's why you stole all the coffee when I gave you a ride home from the airport.
Oh,
I did steal all the coffee. I apologize.
So my thing is like I've gotten closer to Josh and Kevin over the past 12 months, obviously with everything happening, and we are coming up on that 12-month mark of Greg. So like I've reached out a lot to these guys and really created a nice, strong friendship. And much like Kevin talked about, is like we talk every day, don't we? I mean, every day.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't think much about it. Like we talk all the time. So if you don't be shy, reach out to a creator, reach out to people, because right now people need people, for the love of God. So Kathleen's driving by to say hi, making amazing news. Everybody using Google Meet, which is another video app that you should use. And I've been using it and touting it for my happy hours at work with leadership. Is they now have a grid mode, which I'm going to take a wild guess because I haven't Googled it yet. My guess is it's probably something like you see on screen right now for this. I so excited about that. But yet in true Google fashion, it's only if you have a G Suite account.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm trying. I am trying here. So there's a lot of opportunity. Google Duo, FaceTime if you have iPhones. Don't use Zoom. Don't use Zoom because of the privacy issues. Go out. There's a ton of different stuff out there. Microsoft just came out with the updated 365 subscription. The 365 subscription is going to get you all the good Microsoft goodies that you get before. Now they're giving consumers sometime in the fall the ability to get Microsoft Teams, which I use Teams at work. Stats, I know you also use Teams. Yeah. It's a powerful. Josh, do you use it?
No, we use Slack.
Okay, same concept as Slack.
Yeah.
It is a very powerful app.
Oh yeah, the current Voldemort crisis has thrown my company's use of Teams well beyond anything I ever thought they would get to naturally, you know, through a natural progression. I mean, we are running our entire response, and for anybody in the chat who doesn't know, I work for an international aviation company. We are running our entire worldwide response to Voldemort out of Teams. and it's incredible. I mean, there's spreadsheets and there's maps and there's different channels and there's
It's
a dozen
awesome.
different conversations going on at once, but you never lose your spot because Teams will notify you and you can click directly to that specific comment or that specific chat.
And you can edit a document at the same time
Yep.
as someone else in Teams at the same time.
Yep.
Again, I know all of this stuff has probably been happening in Slack for years.
I mean, in Slack, you basically have to like tie into Google Docs or Google Sheets, and then you got to be like, okay, are you in the right one? And then you got to send it, and then you got to, and then the users have to all be on the right page, and then someone signed in with their personal account. It's like you waste 15 minutes trying to get on the same page, literally and figuratively, even if you like tie into Slack. And then in my experience, Slack is always like, hey, can you re-sign into Dropbox and Google? And it's like,
so you don't have any of that at all when it comes to Teams, because everything, the way Teams works is I put a document out there, which most of the time people are using Word or Microsoft. They're using something like that.
Yeah.
So because when you put that document out there, it automatically, you just put it in the file tab there in Teams, automatically you put it up in there. It saves to the SharePoint and OneDrive. And then anytime that you need to go get it, you can edit it right there, and it just automatically saves every single time. I got to give it to Microsoft. Microsoft is really, like, they may not make phones really well, but boy, they can do this stuff really, really good.
Yeah,
like,
I'll be honest.
Awesome.
When my company rolled out the latest version of 365 and they told us we were going to be moving from Skype to Teams, I didn't care because, I'm going to use whatever the latest and greatest product in front of me is. But, I was worried about certain segments of the workforce at my office. But man, once they figured out that they didn't have another option and all you have to do is click here to share a document or click here to share your screen or click here to start a video message, this thing blew up in my organization. And it is saving us a lot of time and a lot of money during the current situations.
Love it. Thunder Dan, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I really appreciate you. Nothing but love for you for sure.
Kevin, were you getting into your little mini fridge under your desk there? Is that what we heard?
Yeah, I have right here. I have a little mini fridge right here. Bunch of drinks, bunch of sugar-free drinks. Trying to keep it healthy out here.
You gotta get the Sub-Zero. That's what you need, Kevin.
Is that a bubbly? A bubbly?
Hold on, listen to this.
It's a bubble.
Oh, that was crispy audio. Oh, goodness me.
This video is sponsored by Bubbly. Hit the links down below. Use coupon code the Tech Ninja for 20% off your first case.
Wow, it's almost like he's a promo man.
I know he's
right in the TikTok.
TikTok it.
TikTok that.
Oh my God, that was
They might send you some free product, man. Fill up that fridge.
Exactly.
Dude, that's what I'm gonna. As soon as I exit this show, I'm gonna take one of my bubblies, which is a blackberry bubbly, and I'm gonna mix that with my Tito's.
I was gonna say with some Tito's.
With some Tito's, and that's gonna take me away, Calgon. Take me away.
You guys are fancy. You guys are fancy.
Anything to help me sleep right now.
Circling back to like our talk about like how everyone's relying on video chat now. Like I think so, like checking in with friends via text is really good. Talking to people on the phone or on video, I think, is becoming a little bit more common. And it all depends on the person, but like I feel like right now there's like a lot of us have more time during the day. I mean, we're still working, but like there's more time to like connect with people by text or with Marco Polo to like send messages when you have time. Interesting thing that like it's an interesting stat that I read, not stats, but stat is about like how long it takes to like form a friendship. And it kind of goes back to like what you were talking about a little bit ago, where like we've become really good friends over the last year. And basically the stats are, it takes 40 to 60 hours together to be casual friends.
Okay.
Which is a lot of time to go from casual to friend 80 to 100 hours.
Okay.
To become good friends or best friends, 200 or more hours spent together. That's what data typically shows.
What?
And I don't know that they haven't really fashioned that,
And
as
Josh,
far as
is
I know,
that
into
person to person time, or is that just total time over whatever platform you're using?
That's what I don't know, because the data is from like 2018, so I assume it was a study at the University of Kansas.
So it's probably person to person time.
And yeah.
Huh. Well,
So,
It's like The Sims.
like,
It's
what
like The Sims kind of.
Yeah, like what happens? Like, does a text message count as like 1 second, half a second? Like, if I spend 2 hours texting somebody, does that count as 2 hours, or each incremental text, the time it takes me? I don't know. That's weird.
so it says time spent talking didn't make people particularly closer, but chatting was better when they were striving to make a connection. So it's not the be all end all numbers,
Right.
but it's more like kind of a reminder, like you can use this time to like reconnect with people. And I feel like, as we get older, it's harder to make good friends,
Mm-hmm.
just because
Absolutely.
everything that's happening in the world, like not what's happening right now, but we all get busy. We have different things. And especially if you're working remote, and now a lot of people are working remote, so you don't have the same interactions that you have in an office or throughout your building, throughout your work neighborhood, throughout your neighborhood. So I think now is a good time to be deliberate about how you connect with people.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great
Through
point.
these apps.
One of the things that my family and I did just last weekend, you can FaceTime with my parents or anything like that, but what we decided to do was, even though maintaining social distance, we all got in a van, and we drove to their home, kind of honked the horn and rolled the windows down and held up signs that kind of talked to them and like, hey, we love you and we miss you. That type of situation, just like that, just that little bit, even though they couldn't, hug or anything like that, was enough to change the course of an entire day. So I guess my big thing is think of ways outside the box to create the human connections. You can do it through an app. You can do it something like that, but the drive wasn't that far. I mean, it wasn't short. I mean, it's 45 minutes, but like you drive the 45 minutes just to say hi and talk for 10 minutes. That 10 minutes changed the entire course of the day for every single person in the van and my parents.
That's a TikTok video right there, Josh. I mean, Scott. That's a TikTok video, Scott.
You know what? I'm gonna make my TikTok videos like motivational stuff, like motivational speaking. Like, I love that stuff. You know me, I'm a big sucker for that stuff.
Yeah, it's better when the cameras aren't around, It's more genuine, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been making a point to just call friends I haven't talked to in a while and just hopping on video chats with people just to talk about something else, because you just can't, you just can't avoid what's going on right now, no matter what you're doing, no matter what, like I'm trying to watch ESPN at the bottom. It's who has it, who doesn't has it. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to do something different. Right. So I just hop on and chat with people and just talk about something completely different.
Yeah. I mean,
what you up to, what you working on,
Yeah. It's easy to get caught up in it. And I think recognizing the fact that, I'm going to read it, recognizing it, but taking the time to try to, like, I went on a walk and I listened to music from like when I was a sophomore in high school. So it kind of took me back and like my memory just go in the past and not think about at all what the current news was. So to really take the moment to invest in yourself from a mental health perspective, that would be my ask to everybody. So, yeah.
Yeah. I've been working on my chipping in the backyard. I put a bucket up, got a little tilted. I've been working on a little bump and run, little chip action.
All right. Just remember that the chip, much like a putting stroke, this. Boom, boom. Don't hinge those wrists. Pow, pow, pow through it.
Yeah.
That's that I golf all the time.
We do.
You gotta eat it. It's that descending blow. Right?
Gotta catch
My problem is follow through. I don't have I feel like with follow through, I overswing. I got to work on it. Like I look back at some footage, look back at some game tape, some range sessions. And I noticed when I'm really hitting I'm really following through and I'm really getting it. But in the range, you're more confident. On a course, I'm scared of sculling the ball. Like I'm scared of sculling it because I, take out my 60-degree wedge and I blasted 130 yards because I just hit it just wrong. And
just
it happened so much. Yeah, it happened so much to me. So
yeah, Stats and I have a friend. We talk about it. He uses this swing thought he calls Adam West. This is a long story about why he goes Adam West, and like he uses it as like a swing catch to really get him in the right mode. And it's usually Adam West swing to a finish. That's literally all I have to tell him, and all of a sudden it's the nice crisp shots. So it's like you got to find those little things to trigger yourself into doing the right exercise. We'll get there. It's as soon as we can actually golf.
Well, we can. We all just have to take separate carts, and that's no fun.
Well, if we take our own clubs,
golf courses around here are closed. They're closed.
There's a closed golf course, but I mean, if we have our own balls, it's like I Am Legend.
I had heard like in Ohio they are open.
Yeah, there's As of today, Ohio is still
this
open.
golf course.
I'm coming down to Toledo.
Yeah, the Department of Health in Ohio has said that golf courses are allowed, but you have to pay like in advance. You cannot come into the clubhouse. You have to be on your own separate carts. So look, I'll walk. I'll get a push cart. I don't even care. I don't have to touch anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. So
yeah, I've got my own pull cart. I would definitely do that.
I would do it. All right, we got 2 minutes left. Let's try to get this out of the show. Keep it right at about an hour or so. So what?
Do you have any advice for us about follow through, Scott?
In life or golf?
Follow through seems really important. So I feel like you could end this with some really good.
You want me to give me my Jerry Springer be good, be kind to each other. Yeah, Jerry's thoughts: be kind to each other, be good to each other, or something like that. So follow through in life, I would say, I think it's important to recognize. I think it's really important to recognize that now is a time for you to really build upon things you kept trying to put off. Like, nah, I'm going to learn that thing later. Nah, I don't want to do that now. It's like you now have time, and it's a really good time to invest in yourself. So the follow through that you wanted to do is, I want to learn a language. I want to go out and do this thing. There is no shortage of apps or services anywhere that can give you that type of knowledge. Perfect example. I've wanted to get better at Photoshop. So I'm taking the time to learn through LinkedIn Learning or whatever the platform might be, is how do I get better to enhance the craft of Photoshop? I'm taking classes through shopmoment.com with creators to say, how could I be a better photographer? Because right now, I don't really feel like making video content, but I love taking pictures maybe of my kids, stuff outside, my city. Really take the time to invest in yourself, not only from a skill perspective, but also from the perspective of your mental and emotional well-being. This is a really difficult time. Recognize that it's difficult and take the time to invest in your emotional well-being. Look up something called positive psychology. Fascinating subject. Sean Anker out on YouTube made a great TED Talk about positive psychology. I highly recommend it. It's a great, fun video to watch. Gets a great point across. So I would say that's my takeaway from you. Josh, you put me on the spot. How was that?
It was very good.
Thank you.
Knock it out.
You guys are good at that?
Hey,
yeah,
really good follow through there, Scott.
That was good. That was good.
Appreciate that. All right. Stats, hit them where your socials.
I am at Helix Heinlein on Twitter and at Country Smith on the Instagram.
Kevin, hit them with your socials. Kevin?
At Tech Ninja Speaks on everything. Pinterest, everything. Tech Ninja Speaks.
Even on TikTok?
Even on TikTok. Tech Ninja Speaks. Everywhere you go.
Tesla Tuesday. Josh.
Tesla Tuesday.
Josh_Smith on Twitter. Some of your work from home setups. We might be doing a video of those. At Josh Notebooks on the Instagram, and you can find me on YouTube. I do my videos for Gotta Be Mobile.
Awesome. And I am Scott Peachy. You can find me at Scott Peachy on the tweet machine, at the Scott Peachy on the Instagram. Gents, this was an amazing video session. Thank you so much. You obviously know you have a standing invite anytime. And folks in the chat, thank you so much for all the super chats. Thank you so much for coming on by. And yeah, same bat time, same bat channel next Wednesday. All right, y'all.
See it.
Be good. Be good at it.
See ya.
See it.
Yeah.